ਲਿਬਰਲ ਆਗੂ ਜਸਟਿਨ ਟਰੂਡੋ ਨੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਭਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂਟਲ ਹੈਲਥ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੁਧਾਰ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਾਅਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੁਹਰਾਇਆ। ਟਰੂਡੋ ਦੇ ਮੁੱਖ ਵਿਰੋਧੀਆਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਵਾਅਦਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ। ਟਰੂਡੋ ਨੇ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਮੈਂਟਲ ਹੈਲਥ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਸਫਰ ਦਾ ਖੁਲਾਸਾ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਆਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ ਤੇ ਟੈਰੀਟਰੀਜ਼ ਇਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਲੈਣਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ 5 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਲਈ $4.5 ਬਿਲੀਅਨ ਖਰਚ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਵਾਅਦਾ ਵੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ।
Should be a priority, even within our healthcare system. This funding and this new transfer will mean everything from shorter wait times to more mental health professionals on the job. We'll also invest in 1,200 new mental health care counselors at colleges and universities, and develop a distinctions-based strategy with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We're the only party with a real commitment and a real plan for mental health. Just think about what Erin O'Toole has said on universal health care. He believes in a two-tier approach with more options for the wealthy and fewer for everyone else. Well, if that's his approach on health care, nobody's going to believe that it's any different for mental health. We can't afford to go back to the Harper era of private cuts and cuts to public hospitals. We can't afford Erin O'Toole sitting across the table from Doug Ford or any other premier. Not on health care, not on mental health, and not on vaccines, schools, or childcare. Leadership is about choices. And our choices? Just like we're choosing a real plan on mental health, we're choosing to make sure everyone on a plane or train is vaccinated and paying for the rollout of proof of vaccination programs for provinces and territories that are stepping up. Just like we chose to raise taxes on the wealthiest 1% so we could lower them for the middle class, we'll choose to keep fighting for $10 a day childcare, including here in Ontario. Because that's what's at stake in this election. Pour un Canada plus fort, pour tout le monde. This is our moment. This is our choice. And if you're with me, I'm ready for more hard work. I'm ready for hope.
ਮੈਨੀਟੋਬਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਨਡੀਪੀ ਦੀ ਕੈਂਪੇਨ ਦੌਰਾਨ 2 ਇੰਡੀਜੀਨੀਅਸ ਆਗੂਆਂ ਨੇ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਸਮਰਥਨ ਕੀਤਾ। ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਐਨਡੀਪੀ ਆਗੂ ਜਗਮੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਹੀ ਖੜੇ ਸਨ। ਇਹ ਅਜੀਬ ਹਾਲਾਤ ਉਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੋਏ ਜਦੋਂ ਜਗਮੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਤੇ 2 ਲੋਕਲ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰਾਂ ਨੇ ਅਸੈਂਬਲੀ ਆਫ ਮੈਨੀਟੋਬਾ ਦੇ ਚੀਫਸ ਗ੍ਰੇਡ ਨਾਲ ਵਿਨੀਪੈਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਕੈਂਪੇਨ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਲਈ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ।
I endorsed all strong candidates. I endorsed a First Nations candidate in the spirit of Elijah Harper. I feel that the Assembly is nonpartisan. However, we do have to support our First Nations members, and I felt that it was important when asked the question of how we were supporting candidates, that we needed to identify, Shirley Robinson as our candidate for the North, because we were asked, actually, the media was actually asking us if we were endorsing one party over the other, and I'd actually clarified that we are nonpartisan and that we advocate and support any and all strong leaders. And then the question was if we were supporting the NDP MP in the North, and unfortunately we're not supporting the NDP candidate in the North. We stand behind Councillor Shirley Robinson from Cross Lake. She's going to do a tremendous job, and I feel that she'll bring forward the advocacy that we need. Steps that the NDP had taken in the past. Unfortunately, the NDP hasn't done much since the days of Ed Schreier. Fortunately, my grandfather was a trapper and a fisherman. I did see the tangible results of a strong leader in that seat that helped create enormous opportunity for all First Nations people in the North. So everyone knows, we began our political careers almost at the same time. I was a chief during the Harper era. Unfortunately, it was actually quite a difficult time for all First Nations in the country during the Harper era, and the only advocate we had at the time was Nikki Ashton. We had begun our careers at the time, so we were supportive, to ensure that we had proper representation and advocacy in Ottawa.
ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅਫਗਾਨਿਸਤਾਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੱਢੇ ਗਏ ਹਜ਼ਾਰਾਂ ਅਫਗਾਨੀ ਰਿਫਿਊਜੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਸਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਐਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਮਾਰਕੋ ਮੈਡੀਸਨੋ ਨੇ ਆਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਅਫਗਾਨਿਸਤਾਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਈ ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਚੱਲੀ ਜੰਗ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਸੈਨਾ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ 5000 ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਲਦ ਹੀ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੜ ਵਸੇਵਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ।
The coalition completed its withdrawal from Afghanistan. This marked the conclusion of an historic military evacuation, but not the end of our efforts to support the people of Afghanistan, and especially those who are availing themselves of the humanitarian pathways that we have created for those Afghan refugees who are hoping for a better life in Canada. Le Canada demeure déterminé à ramener le plus d'Afghans vulnérables possible en sécurité au Canada. Nous sommes solidaires avec eux et nous continuons de travailler pour les aider à commencer une nouvelle vie au Canada. During our last update, I set out the concrete actions we are taking right now to support the people of Afghanistan. First, we evacuated roughly 3,700 people through a military operation that was carried out in exemplary fashion by the members of our Canadian Armed Forces. Second, we are continuing to work with the United States as well as other allies and partners in the region to generate additional evacuation capacity through the establishment of air bridges and, most importantly, by taking a unified stance on the right of safe passage for Afghan nationals seeking to resettle to Canada. And I will come back to this in a moment. Third, Canada is leading the world through the launch and implementation of a humanitarian resettlement program for those forced to flee Afghanistan, which focuses on women, girls, human rights defenders, targeted religious minorities like the Sikhs, Hindus, and Hazaras, and other vulnerable populations. Fourth, my department has mobilized our entire global network.
ਇੱਕ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਰਵੇਖਣ ਤੋਂ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਇਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਚੋਣ ਕੈਂਪੇਨ ਦੇ ਦੂਜੇ ਮੱਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਤੇ ਐਨਡੀਪੀ ਦਾ ਪੱਲੜਾ ਭਾਰੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਜਦਕਿ ਲਿਬਰਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਮਰਥਨ ਖੁੱਸਦਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਲੈਗਰ ਸਰਵੇਖਣ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਲੈਣ ਵਾਲੇ 34% ਵੋਟਰਸ ਨੇ ਆਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਐਰੀਨੋ ਟੂਲ ਦੀ ਅਗਵਾਈ ਵਾਲੀ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦਾ ਸਮਰਥਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਅੰਕ 16 ਅਗਸਤ ਨੂੰ ਕੈਂਪੇਨ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਣ ਤੋਂ ਲਿਬਰਲਾਂ ਨਾਲੋਂ 4% ਵੱਧ ਹਨ।
Well, it just basically shows that it's a coin toss. And Marcia, I'd like to say that I quite like your use of the term smidgen because it basically encapsulates where we are. This has become a campaign of smidgens with the Conservatives ahead by a smidgen and the Liberals ahead by a smidgen. But the reality is that this is very similar to the 2019 federal election where the two frontrunners were tangled in the lead till the very, very end, and that it was basically a coin toss when it came to the national ballot support. It suggests perhaps that for many Canadians, they just see all of the federal party leaders as imperfect choices. They look at the Liberals and there are things that they're unsure about or unhappy about, and then they look at the Conservatives and they're unsure, at least some of them are, about Erin O'Toole. So basically, the other thing to put on the record right now is holiday weekends. We haven't talked about holiday weekends. In my experience over the last 20 to 30 years of polling, the numbers sometimes move on holiday weekends, and we've got the long will be happening on the 8th and the 9th. There won't be enough runway if there is a knockout punch or even an advantage or a good performance by any one of the federal party leaders. And I think the debates are going to be a pressure cooker for all three party leaders, especially Singh, O'Toole, and Trudeau, because for Trudeau, he's going to try to regain the advantage. For O'Toole, he's going to want to consolidate his gains and try to get ahead of the Liberals. And for Jagmeet Singh, it's going to be important because they're going to be progressive voters that are looking at him and Trudeau and wondering where they might go. So the debate, it's going to be, Marcia, why don't we call it? It's going to be like a 1-2 punch of stress for federal party leaders and campaigns between what might be a new trend line coming out of the long weekend and that rolling straight into, I think right now what's clear is that, you know, you've got these dueling trend lines between the Conservatives and the Liberals, or the Liberals and the Conservatives on any.
ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੋਬਾਈਲ ਟੀਕਾਕਰਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦਾ ਵਿਸਥਾਰ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਐਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਦੇ ਮੇਅਰ ਜੌਨ ਟੋਰੀ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਖ ਮਕਸਦ ਘੱਟ ਟੀਕਾਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਖੇਤਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨਬੱਧ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ ਅਤੇ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੈਕਸੀਨ ਸ਼ੋਟਸ ਲਗਾਏ ਜਾਣਗੇ।
This will be crucial to all of us staying healthy and protecting the progress that we have made and keeping schools and other places that we go safe and keeping them open. Today I'm pleased to announce that the city is moving forward with its expansion of Team Toronto's mobile strategy. This data-driven approach will continue to bring vaccines to residents in areas and settings that have low vaccination coverage or a high risk of contracting COVID-19 or both. The expansion will provide Toronto Public Health the capacity to host up to 200 mobile clinics each week, in addition to the clinics currently run by Team Toronto and healthcare partners. This, of course, is made possible by the fact that we have reduced to some extent the number of permanent mass vaccination clinics operated by the city and redeployed those resources to this mobile effort. The clinics are part of the new micro-targeted approach to get the vaccines to areas with low vaccine uptake and make sure everyone in all parts of our city is vaccinated, and that we make maximum effort to inform, to persuade, to make accessible, to do whatever we have to do to bring resources to people who have thus far been unable to get vaccinated. So the mobile clinics will focus on settings where residents work or study or play, such as workplaces or schools, post-secondary education, childcare, and places of worship. And you've seen examples of each of those, but you'll now see more examples of those kinds of very local settings in which people are comfortable and regularly attend, just as part of their routines. We will have a presence in locations in areas where people commonly go, including TTC stations. Again, we were at one last week. They're happening again this week, and there will be more of those going forward. But we'll also be in grocery stores, in parks, at sporting venues and recreational facilities and shopping malls. And again, all have proven to be successful because that's where people are. And sometimes they'll just happen by, as Dr. DeVille and I saw last week, they'll just happen by because they're out picking something up at the store and see the clinic. And